I'm 93 years old, and I've been reading people's energy since before I knew what energy was, since before I had a word for it, since I was a little girl sitting on my grandmother's porch in a small town outside Savannah, Georgia, watching people walk by and knowing things about them that I had no business knowing. I knew when someone was carrying grief before they said a word. I knew when a marriage was dying before the couple knew it themselves. I knew when someone was sick, really sick, weeks before the doctor would find it. I could feel it, like a temperature change in the air, like a color only I could see, like a sound too low for anyone else to hear, but loud enough to vibrate in my chest. My grandmother was the only person who understood. She had it too. She called it the knowing. She said it ran through the women in our family like a river. Her mother had it, her grandmother had it, and now I had it. She told me something when I was 7 years old that I've carried my entire life. She said, "Baby, most people walk through this world asleep. You were born awake. That's a gift, but it's also a weight. Because once you see people, really see them, you can never unsee them." She was right. I've never been able to unsee anyone. And today, right now, I want to tell you what I see. Not in some general way, not some vague fortune cookie wisdom. I want to talk to you, the person watching this right now, at this exact moment, in whatever room you're sitting in, whatever pain you're carrying, whatever question you've been asking the universe that you think nobody hears. Someone hears it. And I'm going to prove it to you. But first, let me tell you how this gift works, because it's not what the movies show you. There's no crystal ball. There's no dramatic vision. There's no lightning bolt from heaven. It's quieter than that. Much quieter. And much more painful. When I was a child, I didn't understand what was happening. I'd be sitting in church and I'd look at Mrs. Patterson in the third row, and I'd feel a heaviness in my chest that wasn't mine. A sadness so deep it made me want to cry. I'd look at Mr. Beaumont, who ran the hardware store, and I'd feel a sharp pain behind my eyes. I'd look at my teacher, Miss Allen, and I'd feel warmth. Real warmth, like standing in sunlight. Every person had a different feeling, a different weight, a different temperature. I told my mother once. I said, "Mama, I can feel what people feel." She looked at me like I had said something dangerous. She said, "Hush, don't talk like that. People will think something's wrong with you." In 1937 in Georgia, a black girl talking about feeling other people's energy wasn't a gift. It was a problem. It was something that could get you called crazy, or worse. So I learned to be quiet about it. I learned to carry it alone. But I never learned to turn it off. You can't turn it off. That's what people don't understand. It's not a switch. It's not something I choose to do. It's like asking someone to stop hearing. The information is always coming in. The only choice I have is what I do with it. My grandmother taught me how to manage it. Every Sunday after church, she'd sit me down on her porch and teach me. She taught me how to tell the difference between my feelings and someone else's feelings. She said, "When a feeling comes on sudden, out of nowhere, and it doesn't match what you're doing, it's not yours. Let it pass through. Don't hold it. Don't carry it. Just notice it and let it go." She taught me how to protect myself. She said, "Not everyone deserves your energy. Some people will drain you dry if you let them. You have to learn who to open up to and who to close off from." She taught me how to ground myself. Every morning, barefoot in the grass, feeling the earth under my feet, pulling the heaviness down and out of my body and into the ground. I've done that every morning for 86 years, rain or shine. And it's the reason I'm still here, because this gift, if you don't manage it, it will eat you alive. I've met others like me over the years. Most of them burned out young. Addiction, depression, anxiety so severe they couldn't leave their houses. Because when you feel everything, from everyone, all the time, and you don't know how to release it, it accumulates. It stacks up inside you like bricks, until you can't breathe under the weight. I got married when I was 22. A man named James. Good man. Solid. Quiet. He didn't have the gift, but he respected it. He never once said I was crazy. He never once told me to stop. When I'd grab his arm in the middle of a grocery store and say, "We need to leave right now," he'd put the basket down and walk out with me. No questions. He trusted me. That trust is the reason our marriage lasted 51 years, but even James didn't fully understand what it was like to live inside my head. Nobody can unless they have it too. Imagine walking into a room of 20 people and feeling every single one of their emotions at the same time. The woman in the corner is terrified, but smiling. The man by the window is furious, but laughing. The couple holding hands are both lonely. The young girl near the door is grieving something so fresh it hits you like a wave of cold water. All of it, all at once, flooding into you. And you have to stand there and act normal. You have to smile and shake hands and make small talk while your body is processing 20 different emotional frequencies at the same time. That's my life. That's been my life for 93 years, and I wouldn't trade it, not for a second. Because this gift has shown me things about human beings that most people never get to see. And what I've seen, what 93 years of reading people's energy has taught me, is what I want to share with you right now. Here's what I see in you. And I know that sounds impossible. I know you're thinking, she can't see me, she doesn't know me, she's talking to a camera. But here's what I've learned. Energy doesn't need a room. It doesn't need proximity. It travels. It reaches. And if you are watching this right now, if something made you click on this video, if something pulled you here at this exact moment, that's not an accident. You didn't find this video. This video found you. And there's a reason. The first thing I see in you is exhaustion. Not physical exhaustion, soul exhaustion. You've been carrying something for a long time. Maybe years, maybe decades. Something heavy that you haven't been able to put down because you don't know where to put it. It might be grief. It might be guilt. It might be a secret. It might be a version of yourself that you've been performing for so long that you've forgotten who you actually are underneath it. But whatever it is, it's heavy, and you're tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, the kind of tired that lives in your bones. I know this because I felt this energy in thousands of people over 93 years. It's the most common energy I encounter. This deep, quiet exhaustion from people who look fine on the outside, but are running on fumes on the inside. People who say, "I'm okay," so often that the words have lost all meaning. People who take care of everyone else and then sit alone at night wondering why they feel so empty. If that's you, I need you to hear something. You are not failing. You are not weak. You are carrying more than one person should carry, and the fact that you're still standing is proof of how strong you are. But strength without rest is just a slower way of breaking, and you're closer to breaking than you think. The second thing I see in you is a door you're afraid to open. There's something in your life right now, a decision, a conversation, a change, that you know you need to make, but you keep putting off. You keep telling yourself it's not the right time, that you'll deal with it later, that maybe if you ignore it long enough, it will resolve itself. It won't. I've lived 93 years, and I've never once seen a problem resolve itself through avoidance. Not once. I've seen marriages dissolve because neither person had the courage to say what needed to be said. I've seen families fracture because everyone chose silence over honesty. I've seen people die with the words still in their mouths, the apology still unspoken, the truth still locked away. Whatever that door is for you, whatever's on the other side of the conversation you're avoiding, it's not as terrifying as you think. The anticipation is always worse than the thing itself. Always. I've watched thousands of people stand in front of that door, paralyzed with fear. And the ones who opened it, every single one of them said the same thing afterward. I wish I'd done it sooner. The third thing I see in you, and this is the one that's going to hit you the hardest, is that you're grieving someone. You might not even realize it. You might not call it grief. You might call it loneliness or sadness or just a general heaviness that you can't explain. But it's grief. Someone who was a part of your daily life is no longer there, and the space they left is still shaped like them. You still reach for the phone to call them. You still turn to say something to them before you remember. You still hear a song or smell a smell or see something that would have made them laugh, and for a split second you forget they're gone, and then you remember, and it hits you all over again like the first time. I know this because I carry it too. James died in 1995, 28 years ago, and I still reach for his side of the bed every morning. I still pour 2 cups of coffee. I still hear something funny and think, wait till I tell James. 28 years and the reflex is still there. Because love doesn't care about time. Love doesn't know that someone is gone. It just keeps reaching. If you're grieving, whether it's been 2 months or 20 years, I want you to know something that most people won't tell you. It doesn't go away. It changes shape, it gets quieter, but it doesn't go away. And it's not supposed to. Because grief is just love with nowhere to go. And you wouldn't want the love to go away, would you? So you learn to live with it. You learn to carry it like a stone in your pocket. Some days it's so heavy you can barely walk. Other days you almost forget it's there. But it's always there. And that's okay. That means you loved someone deeply enough to be broken by their absence. That's not weakness. That's the most human thing there is. The 4th thing I see in you is a gift you're ignoring. And I don't necessarily mean a psychic gift, although some of you watching this do have that and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You felt things your whole life that you couldn't explain. You've known things before they happened. You've sensed things about people that turned out to be true. And someone, somewhere along the way, told you it was weird or wrong or imaginary and you shut it down. But even if it's not a psychic gift, there's something in you that you've been suppressing. A talent, a calling, a part of yourself that you abandoned because someone told you it was impractical or foolish or not who you were supposed to be. Maybe you were an artist who became an accountant, a healer who became a salesman, a writer who never wrote, a singer who stopped singing. That thing didn't die just because you stopped feeding it. It's still there. I can feel it in you right now, pulsing underneath all the responsibility and fear and practicality. It's the part of you that comes alive in quiet moments when nobody's watching. The part of you that whispers, "What if?" at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. That's not restlessness. That's your soul trying to get your attention. I'm 93. I've watched people ignore that whisper their entire lives. They arrive at 80, 85, 90 years old, and the biggest regret they carry isn't about money or careers or even relationships. It's about the thing they never let themselves become. The version of themselves they abandoned to fit into a life that was never really theirs. Whatever that thing is for you, it's not too late. I know that sounds like something people say, but I'm 93, and I'm telling you from the vantage point of a very long life, it is not too late. I met a woman last year who started painting at 81. She'd wanted to paint her whole life. Her husband told her it was a waste of time. Her children told her she wasn't talented enough. She believed them for 60 years. She finally picked up a brush at 81, and she told me, "I've wasted 60 years being someone else." Don't waste 60 years being someone else. The 5th thing I see in you, and this is the one I want to leave you with, is light. Real light. Underneath the exhaustion and the grief and the fear and the suppressed gift, there is a light in you that hasn't gone out. I know you think it has. I know there are days when you feel like there's nothing left, like the world has taken everything and you're just going through the motions, but it's there. I can see it. I've been seeing it in people for 93 years, and I've never once met a person whose light was completely gone. Dimmed, yes. Buried, yes. Flickering so faintly that they couldn't feel it themselves, yes. But gone? Never. That light is who you really are. Not the exhaustion, not the grief, not the fear, not the performance you put on every day. The light. It was there before all the pain, and it will be there after you learn to set the pain down. Your only job, your only real job on this earth, is to find your way back to that light and let it out. My grandmother told me something else on that porch in Georgia. She said, "Baby, every person you meet is fighting a war you can't see. Some of them are winning. Some of them are losing, but all of them need someone to remind them that the war is not all there is. That's what I've spent my life doing, reminding people that the war is not all there is. That underneath the battle, underneath the scars, underneath the armor they've built to survive, there is something beautiful and unbroken and eternal. I'm 93 years old. I've been reading energy for 86 years. I've sat across from thousands of people, held their hands, looked into their eyes, and felt what they were carrying. And in all that time, across all those readings, all those tears, all those broken hearts and shattered lives, I have never once met a person who was beyond hope. Not one. And you're not the exception. I don't care how dark it's been. I don't care how long you've been struggling. I don't care how many times you've told yourself it's over, that you're too old, too broken, too far gone. You're not. You're sitting here, watching this, at this exact moment, because something in you is still reaching for the light. And the fact that you're still reaching means it's not too late. James used to say to me, "Eloise, you see too much." And maybe he was right. Maybe it would be easier to walk through this world with my eyes closed like everyone else. But I can't. I see. I've always seen. And what I see right now, what I see in you, is someone who is more than their pain, more than their grief, more than their exhaustion, more than their fear. You are a soul having a temporary human experience, and the pain you're feeling right now, as real as it is, as heavy as it is temporary. It will not last forever. Nothing does. Not the good and not the bad. It all moves. It all shifts. It all transforms. Your only job is to keep going long enough to see the shift, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, to keep waking up every morning and choosing to be here even when being here hurts. Because one morning, and I promise you this with everything I have, one morning you're going to wake up and the heaviness will be a little lighter. And then a little lighter still. And then one day you'll be sitting somewhere, maybe on a porch like my grandmother's, maybe in a kitchen with coffee like mine, and you'll realize that the war is over. Not because you won it, but because you survived it. And surviving is enough. Surviving has always been enough. I'm 93. I've seen more pain and more beauty than most people can imagine. I've held the hands of the dying and the broken and the lost. I felt the weight of 1,000 strangers' grief in my own chest. And after all of it, after 93 years of carrying this gift that is both a blessing and a burden, the only thing I know for certain is this: you are not alone. You have never been alone. The people you've lost are still with you. The love you gave is still alive. The light inside you is still burning. And someone out there, maybe someone you've never met, maybe someone on the other side, maybe just an old woman talking to a camera in a room full of candles, someone sees you, really sees you. And what they see is worth staying for. Close your eyes for a moment. Just one moment. Take a breath. And feel that. Feel the truth of what I'm saying settling into your bones. You are seen. You are felt. You are known. And you are loved in ways you can't even comprehend. Now open your eyes and go live like someone who knows that. Because you do now. You know it. And you can't unknow it. That's my gift to you today. Not a prediction, not a fortune, just the truth that an old woman with tired eyes and a heavy heart has carried for 93 years. You're going to be okay. I see it. I've always seen it. And now you need to see it too.